Anybody else here in opposition? Oh, you're in first. Sorry. Hey, you're not?
I'm Gail Hiers. I live at 3480 Brown Road.
What is that in reference to this property?
When I do all those properties, short Brown Road. Okay. I'm going to just sit right here. This is ours. 4 years ago, the Hiers acquired that property and still live there. And all of her children were raised and have now moved back and built homes there. We can see that property of Mr. Copeland's in question. And yes, he did have his home business there, and which is wonderful through the years. A lot of other people do have home businesses there in that area. And he did have a lot of trucks. He stored them there and then went out to service other areas, land removal and excuse me, I'm a little nervous. And anyway, but he did have trucks coming and going. Right now, we're talking semi-trucks repair. I'm under the understanding when Mr. Copeland was trying to sell properties, family was trying to sell property, sold all the property, was not able to sell that property or decided not to sell that property. And it did sit idle for a while. I know Mr. Copeland, Robert Copeland, did purchase that property, and that nothing was going on at the time. And we were all under the understanding that it was going to be sold. Why I'm here today is because we're not talking about a family business being continued. It's now turning into a commercial. And yes, this is not zoning. As far as the variance, yes, when those semi come into that road, okay, their lights are totally higher than the 6 foot that you're asking for, okay? There is noise. They sit there and they idle for hours. And yes, you know, we're just hearing a roar all the time, all the time. This is lovely that there are neighbors on the other side that have no issue with that. However, we do. And again, it is constant coming in and out. Those trucks do come down Brown Road and Loch Laurel and up Loch Laurel, so they're coming all through the neighborhoods. Okay, so if it's going to happen, and we can't do anything about it, and the zoning does approve it, as those trucks come into the property, again, it's the lights, it's the noise, so any kind of, we really were, you know, we hate to have to look at a 10-foot high privacy fence, okay? But 20 and 40 years ago, that was all agriculture. That's not now. Now it is a lot of developments in the area, home residential developments, and we're not talking, you know, $50,000 homes. So it's a lot of noise and it's a lot of lights, and they're not going to be working on these trucks and they say, okay, we'll stop at 6 o'clock. No, they're going to be working on them at 11, 12 o'clock at night. They're going to have huge lights. It's going to be going, right?
Well, that's an assumption.
Do you feel that the buffer
That's what has been going on. They stopped him a few months ago
from working late
because he's supposed to be, well, you've got to zone it for commercial, you've got to do all these things. And I was raised in the South. It's better to do things and then say, oh, I'm sorry later, as opposed to starting out in the proper manner. So that's where we are now. That's where
we're talking about a buffer variance here. So do you feel that the buffer should be held to the highest standard that's outlined in the land development regulations?
No, I would like to say that he not be granted a variance at all because of condition number 4. But
that would be the result of not being granted a variance. You'd have to comply with the full buffer.
Right. But it also says in the actions of the property owner, and I heard Mr. John Copeland say financially, he couldn't put it up for another 6 months or a year financially. Well, you know, that, the 4 addresses, it should not be in the action of, and that's his financial, that's an action part of him. So I'm saying, I'm in opposition completely to not having a buffer right now. If it's gotta have one, I mean, if he's gonna be zone commercial, he needs to have the highest maximum as possible. Yeah, am I clear now? Sorry. Anything else?
Thank you.